The NBA MVP race is heating up because for the first time in a very long time, we have what seems to be five legitimate candidates that can take home the MVP award. I am, of course, talking about firstly Luka Doncic, then we're going to cover Nikola Jokic, who might have a chance to three-peat. We're going to cover Giannis, who has been having a very, very good under the radar season. Then we're going to cover Shea, and finally at the end of the video there is going to be a wild card, and honestly guys, a lot of people don't expect him to win it, but I see him doing it. Let's just jump right into the video. First off, we've got Luka Doncic. Now, this season he is averaging historic numbers, having 34.3 points per game, along with 9.5 assists and 8.8 rebounds, which is more points plus rebounds plus assists than anyone else in the league. He's also putting up 2.1 stocks per game, which is steals plus blocks for those of you who don't know, and he's shooting 49% from the field and 38% from three. He is going absolutely off, and this is the best we've ever seen him play. Along with that, he is on a decently good Dallas Mavericks team as they are currently fifth in the West, and honestly, he's just playing at the peak of his game right now. This is the most dominant we've seen any NBA player in a while. So he's a definite favorite to win this season's MVP award. And when you look at the advanced stats, this gets even crazier because his usage rate this season is 36.6, which is second in the entire NBA behind Steph Curry. His true shooting percentage is 62.1, which is the highest in his entire career, and he is playing absolutely out of his mind. He is probably the best player in the NBA right now, but he might not be the most valuable. And that's because we, of course, have the other European guy, Nikola Jokic, who is also having an all time great season. He's averaging 26 points, 12 rebounds. That's right, 12 rebounds. And in his past three games, he's had 16, 15, and 19. He's also averaging 9.3 assists along with that and 2.1 stocks, just like Luka Doncic is. He's averaging also 58% from the field and 35% from three, which are really good numbers for a center. Now, the thing that is most crazy is how he broke the triple double record last season, and this season he's just steamrolling his way through it because he is currently on pace for 1.5 times as many as last season. He's putting up historic numbers on the second best team in the Western Conference, and honestly, that is very, very good for him. His true shooting percentage is 65%, which is a significant decrease from last year, but at the same time, he's also taking up a much bigger role, having a 31% usage rate. He is just a legendary player having another legendary season, and we won't be surprised at the end of this season if he wins his third MVP award. But now for the next player, we have someone interesting. That is, of course, Giannis. And Giannis this season has been going under the radar, but still averaging insane numbers. And that is 31 points, 11 rebounds, and 6.5 assists, along with more than a steal and more than a block per game. He's also doing this on really, really good shooting from the field, but bad shooting from three, which does bring him down a bit. I mean, he is playing out of his mind right now, but since his team has been taking a bit of a nosedive recently and he has Dame Lillard, it just isn't looking too good for him. His true shooting percentage is the exact same as Jokic with 65% true shooting, and he is averaging better numbers than Jokic per 36. But at the same time, his team just is not that good. They're currently 30 and 23, and honestly, that won't cut it for an MVP candidate. He's third in points per game, but he is behind substantially. Additionally, he's sixth in rebounds, but he's also behind of Jokic in that, and 16th in assists, which is also behind Jokic. So actually, I doubt that he has a chance. But someone who I think does have a chance is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander because he picks up a lot of hate, but this season he's averaging 31, 5.5, and 6.6 assists with 3 stocks per game on the best team in the league. There's literally not a better team, and this team also has an insane future. He's carrying this team to the promised land, doing it on insane shooting splits, which is 55 and 38, and he's playing out of his mind. True shooting being 65% is, of course, huge, and he's averaging the most points per 36, which basically means that in 36 minutes of game time, he's averaging the most amount of points. More than Luka Doncic, more than Jokic, more than Giannis, even more than Embiid, who was averaging 35 points per game before he ultimately got injured this season. And before the last player, who is a huge crazy twist, we have to mention Joel Embiid because he was honestly a free pick for the MVP award. He was playing insanely. He was playing the best basketball that I and the rest of the NBA has ever seen. Then he got injured. Injuries are, of course, a part of the sport, but it's really brutal that that happened because he had one of the best seasons of all time. So I just want to give my kudos to him. And now, for the last MVP candidate, we have the guy who I've been basically hiding this entire video, and that is Jayson Tatum. Now, you're gonna look at his numbers and ask, is he really that good? I mean, only 26.9 points per game amounts to ninth in the league. 8.5 rebounds and 4.8 assists is 24th and 46th, respectively, and honestly, those are just not great numbers. However, he's on the best team in the league by a long shot. The Celtics are currently 45 and 12, and without Jayson Tatum, I believe that they would be a pretty bad team. You can call it a super team all you want, but Jayson Tatum is the only reason that this team is really good. And because of that, I believe that he might be a worthy candidate for the MVP. The most valuable player on the best team is the most valuable player in the entire league. If anyone in the league gets Jayson Tatum, they are immediately propelled to superstardom. I mean, heck, put him on the team like a Detroit Pistons and he will make it work. So I think that there is a big argument for Jayson Tatum, but of course, we still have 2 months left in the NBA season and a lot can happen in that time. One of the things that's going to be happening is daily uploads on this channel. So make sure to subscribe to follow along the journey. And that's it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.